I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I want to love myself without needing someone's help to show it to me. Hey, cause I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, unless it comes from someone else. But I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. I want to be someone who's not swayed by opinions. Be me authentically without the apologies. And warm my heart to soar without being insecure. And point out what's wrong with me. Sometimes subconsciously, yeah, I can be mean in my mind, beat myself up all the time with awful thoughts, and I can't eat myself alive. I'm gonna try, it's gonna be an awkward talk, but I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, unless it comes from someone else. But I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. I want to love myself without needing someone else to say it to me. I love you, I don't say it enough. I love who you are, who you've become. Don't know why I cannot hear it, unless it comes from someone else. But I'ma find a way to finally feel it when I say it to myself. When I say it to myself. When I say it to myself.
You made it. Good morning. It's February. You always survive January. We're one step closer to a beautiful spring. Welcome to your Super Saturday setup. I'm so glad to see you. I'm Jennifer Ogilvy, and I am coming to you from the Dallas, Texas area. My city is called Garland, and I get to be your facilitator this morning as we set up for a brand new month, February. Here we are. This is our last monthly setup. We've had 4, and I love that I am paired up with the fabulous Bailey Grady as my co-facilitator today. Bailey and I got to do a setup Thursday, and so we're back, and we're gonna finish up, getting all our monthly setups done, and then tonight or this evening we will start our weekly setup. So I'll be back tonight leading you in a weekly setup. So we're gonna have our journal ready to go, and I'm so excited to just be here with you and kicking off my weekend, kicking off my February with the fabulous Sonder family. Make sure your chat is set to everyone. If you see to host and panelist, Zoom gets funny and doesn't let everybody see what you're sharing. And we do a lot of sharing in the chat because your camera is off, your mics are off, you are sitting just how you are, and we will communicate through that chat window. So make sure that that's going on. And if you need anything along the way today, like I said, Bailey's hanging out too. And so, drop those questions in the chat. We'll do our best to answer them or point you in the right direction. We don't have access to the stuff that headquarters has access to, like your account, checking your shipping, that kind of stuff. But we can definitely help you get to where you need to be. So I'm seeing we have birthdays in February. Happy birthday to all our February babies out there. Any other big things for February? Maybe you all have, maybe there's some anniversaries out there. Oh, and you've got snow again, Patty. I hate to tell you this. The Dallas, Texas area is going to hit around 70 this weekend, and I'm over the moon excited because I'm going to be outside and get some sunshine. So is there anybody here? I'm seeing lots of familiar names here. So it's so good to welcome you back, Sonder family. And then is there anybody who's here for the first time? Just like, what are these socials? I want to check that out. Lauren, welcome, welcome. Oh, we've got several newbies today. Audrey, Kelly. Okay, we are so glad to see you. And you know what? We keep this appointment with ourselves because we are investing in this beautiful tool for our life. And this is how we hold ourselves accountable, showing up, making these appointments. I'm going to share lots and lots of examples of how you can set some of these sections up. You are always invited to use your journal just as it is, but we also have a lot of ideas that we've gathered from you of how you can make this journal really work for you in your life with what's going on in your world. And that's why I love these monthly setups, but also the weekly setups. And it's that little piece of accountability to make sure we're getting the most out of it. Hey, Nicole, thanks for saying good morning. So we're going to be all hanging out together. So welcome. We invite you to come back. Again, try a weekly setup. I love this little graphic that says if we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. So hang in there if you are, neck deep in the snow and it's the weather's got you down and the cold has got feeling gloomy. Spring's coming. We're going to be wintering for a little bit longer. We're going to lean into that hibernation, reset. There's so much going on that we don't see in the winter when we are wintering. Think about those trees. There's a lot that's going on that we don't see, but they're getting ready to come back to life. And there's a lot that is needing to happen for us to see those beautiful first buds. Same for us. I am going to shout out for health for women. February is known as the American Heart Association's Go Red Month. And it's just a call out to women to really pay attention and know the signs of heart health and heart attack, because we tend to not always pay attention to the things that are going on in our body. So I always had a big training conference when I was working that happened the first Thursday and Friday of February. And on that Friday, which is the first Friday of February, is called Go Red Day, Go Red for Women. We would wear red to this conference because it was mostly women. It was an educators conference. And so I always think about that now when February hits. And I want to this is your PSA. Take a look at those warning signs. Always make sure that you are putting your health first so that you can be healthy for others. So, yay, Mara is saying she is a cardiac nurse practitioner. So she's loving the Go Red month. And so I encourage you, maybe Friday, wear a little bit of red and think about how much you love your heart and what it does for you. All right, so there's my PSA. I'll stop talking about it. And then, of course, we are shouting out about Mayha's presentation that's coming up. Listen, this life coach, this personal coaching app, got kicked off with a beta form several months ago. Some of you have been participating in that since then. As you know, you have a huge intake, just like if you were going to be meeting with a real personal coach. And then the algorithm through our virtual life coach takes all the things about you, all the things you're worried. I mean, I tell Jenny what I'm worried about, what I'm frustrated about, and then makes this life plan for you. So through all of that, there's been a lot of feedback, a lot of, hey, this is what I'd love to see. This is what I like. Maybe this feels a little glitchy. Could you do that? So the kind of the changes have been being, incorporated through this whole journey. And Mayha just wants to sit with you and share a little bit more about what's different and what has been the findings through this journey of creating this beautiful tool for you. So, on February 6th, she is going to be hosting a free webinar for you from 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time, to just kind of let you know, here's the changes, here's what it's about, and maybe even give you some feedback that other folks have given about how it works in their life. So I just want to shout that out. Ask you to consider going. This could be a really great birthday treat to yourself if it's your birthday. Or maybe you could put it on a wish list. So anyhow, there is that information. And Jennifer just said, I love the life coaching. It's been so helpful. It is so helpful. I love being able to ask Jenny for some ideas, with some things. I'll share some stuff at my weekly setup tonight about my rosebud, and I've got some thorns that Jenny's been helping me with. There are those community guidelines. We show them every time we gather together because we want to remind folks that this is a safe space. You are invited to come as you are. You don't have to be feeling it. Just come sit with us, be quiet. You can share as much as you want in the chat or just sit back and glean from our Sonder family. It's all about making sure you take really good care of yourself and putting up the boundaries that you need. Our customer care email address is hello@silkandsonder.com. They do operate Monday through Friday. So occasionally someone will hop on, and you might get an immediate answer, but generally speaking, they're Monday through Friday. But that is the example, or that is the email that you want to use for any inquiries about your account, about what you might need. So, and you know what, I'm gonna say that Thursday's coaching will be recorded. I feel like that's some data, or that and some information that you'll be able to access, Carolina. We can actually make sure, but we do have it set up so that there is another person working, in the chat doing all the Zoom things. So I'm gonna guess, yes, that's gonna be recorded. You can also email hello@silkansonder.com for that. So, brand new month. Get that brand new journal ready. It's admiration. We are going to be looking at this new theme. This theme is going to encourage us to explore how we give and receive appreciation in our lives. And I love this graphic because I think, we're not so great about always giving ourselves admiration or appreciation. And this little graphic says this little fish is looking in that mirror and judging by what they see. And it says sometimes you don't recognize how beautiful you are until you see yourself through the eyes of someone who truly values and loves you. And we can see the beauty of that whole fish, right? Because of where we're sitting from. And so we need to remind ourselves that look at ourselves with admiration, just like some of the people in our lives look at us and see the goodness. So I thought that was a great graphic to set our minds to thinking about admiration. So we are going to, I encourage you to take a moment to go to page 2 and look over Mayha's letter. I love these letters because they always tell us kind of why admiration. What's the team thinking? Why did Mayha choose this? What are our hopes and wishes for ourselves as we dig into the theme? And I pulled out a couple of things from the letter that really spoke to me. February often feels like that time of love really want to think about that self-love, a deeper appreciation for the people and experiences that shape our lives. We're going to explore how we give and receive appreciation in our lives, but that flow of energy into the world. And we need to remember that admiration is a form of nourishment. I love the word nourishment, not just for food. It's nourishment for the soul. And I know some of you do that meal planner in the weekly setup, and you do a meal plan for my soul. And you look at things that are going to feed your soul. It strengthens bonds, uplifts spirits, and reminds us of the beauty in our connection. And so we need to learn to be generous with our admiration. And you can see I highlighted some words that really kind of spoke to me: appreciation, give and receive, nourishment, generosity. I love that idea of framing out that admiration. So this morning, we're going to start with that monthly acrostic poem. We're going to get our brains going. Maybe you have a big old cup of coffee or some tea to wake up. This is going to be kind of plugging into those areas of our brain that will fire when we get creative with our words by looking at a poem. We're going to look back at January, those we're reflecting upon the month. We're going to set our intentions for a fabulous February and do our mood tracker and our habit tracker. And then again, if you join me this evening, we'll be taking a look at getting set up for the new week. So I'm going to invite you now to look at page 19 in your journal. It's kind of fun because we actually have an adoration page for this acrostic this month. And start thinking, get, a little scrap piece of paper, start thinking about what comes up for you when you hear the word admiration. No right or wrong things here. And maybe you can come up with like 10 ideas, 10 words um, that will help, kind of let you know what this is what I think of when I hear admiration. And then we're going to encourage you to work those things into an acrostic poem using the word admiration, which is the acrostic is on page 19. And there's not a right way or a wrong way to do this. This is your journal. This is not language arts class. No one's going to grade this. Just kind of start, acrostic affirmations. I love that, Amy. That's a great idea. So you're not getting graded, right? Oh, you'll volunteer to grade. Yeah, Nicole. So there's what our page looks like. And then I've got a couple of examples to show you. The one on the right actually came from Thursday night's monthly setup. And that I love what I admire in others. So really focused in on the things you all get an A+. Nicole, I love you. So, kind of thinking about what do I admire in other people? So you could really focus on it that way. My acrostic is over there on the left, and I managed to work the people I admire the most into this, and those are my kids and their spouses and my grandkids. And, we are a tribe, we are the Ogilvies. And so I just kind of put my people there. Now, if admiration isn't quite hitting right, or you want to do a little bit of a shorter word, I've got some synonyms down there for admiration. So maybe you could change this up and just do love if that's what a Saturday morning brain needs. It's all about taking what you need. Also, there's an example in that middle upper there that says, February. Maybe you just embrace the month and work in the word adoration within the framework of February. So it's really all about what is popping up for you. I'm going to put on some music. I'm actually putting on a song called Poetry. While you work on this, you're going to make your brain happy while you're getting a little creative with our language. And I'll be back to check in with you in just a moment. Share the things that are coming up for you in the chat because your acrostic might inspire someone else. Right, just a reminder, that this page is gonna be there waiting for you all month. So if this morning you're like, "Okay, I need a second cup of coffee before I'm ready to be a poet," that's okay. It's all about, taking what you need, but you're seeing some things in the chat, you're getting some inspiration, you're getting that brain going, and you're going to be looking at admiration all month. And while we're on the topic of this acrostic, if you did a January one, I want to encourage you to be sure that you go back and look at that poem that you wrote a month ago to see how it's still hitting with you as you did this whole deep dive into that theme for January. And see if you notice anything that comes up for you because you did that work through the month. So, just kind of a fun idea there. So thanks for working on that. If you're not finished, go ahead and just keep going while I'm chatting. I don't want to lose track of time. So we're going to move on. This, I think this little graphic, this little meme was written for us. It says, if life was a book, every day would be a new page, every month would be a new chapter, and every year would be a new series. So we are on chapter 2 of our new series called 2025. I love that about these journals. It's these fresh starts that we get, these clean pages, this mind frame of time to lean into some freshness and some newness and close a chapter, leave that there where it can sit and simmer and move forward. So I wanted to share that with you. We're going to now dig into our monthly planner, and we're going to start by looking at page 8, which is where you will find your January reflections. And on this page, we're going to look back over the past month, looking at our wins, our challenges, our favorite moments. And then we'll close this page out by looking at the things we want to bring forward, things we want to stop, or things we want to continue as we are approaching February. Now, I like to take this page in sections. So I'd like to encourage you to work on this top section first. Let's look at those wins, those things that we're just like, yeah, January, this was the good part of January. Also, those challenges. And I'm going to encourage you when you're looking at those things that didn't go right, things that were out of your control, those things that were not fun, and some of them don't go away, right? They're just there. There are these challenges we're living with. Try to take a moment and look at, what is this challenge teaching me? What am I learning through this challenge? To try to reframe that mindset about the challenge. And then, of course, the favorite moments in January. And your wins and your favorite moments might be the same. It kind of depends on what's going on in your life. And a couple of my wins that I'm proud of, I've returned to a yoga practice, and I was telling Bailey earlier, it's slow, it's restorative, it's feeling so good, but I'm so proud of myself for just going. One of my wins, I led my book club in discussion. Um, and then my challenges, if you've been with me, I'm always fussing about my husband's health because he won't take action, and it's a challenge for me. I had a cavity and a filling. That wasn't much fun, but I mean, definitely I'm good. It wasn't a terrible challenge. And then those favorite moments, I've got my tomato seeds growing in my windowsill, and the little seedlings are popping up. And so I'm getting excited about spring. We had snow. I had a friend meet up last month with my Houston people. So it was Houston and Dallas meeting in the middle. So those were my favorite moments. Go back, look at your phone, look at the camera roll. What did you capture that you felt at that moment was so important? I always say, look at your checkbook or your credit card statement to find out those challenges, maybe. The rosebud thorn reflections that we did week to week to week, that's a great place to go find the information. Remind yourself of your January. So let's work on just this top section, and then I'll come back in. We'll talk about the bottom section, and then I'll let you finish up this page. And I'll be back to check in with you in just a few minutes. Right, continue to work on this page, and then I'm going to give you a good chunk of time to finish it up. But I do want to go ahead and look at this bottom section, and then, and I'm going to apologize. The yard guys are here, and so you you may hear a mower. I apologize for that. So at the bottom of this page is that stop, start, and continue section, and I want to take a moment to look at that, and then again, I'm going to give you some music to finish up your reflections and then to work on this space. So the things you want to start, what's not happening that you want that you want to happen, things that are not being done, things that you want to start so you get better results, um, things to just try. Of course, the things that what do we need to stop? What is not serving us? What do we need to, the definition of insanity is doing that same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Let's get some different results. Let's stop doing the things that don't deliver for us. And then, of course, what are we doing great and we're proud of ourselves for? What can we continue? What can we bring forward? Those are going to go in that space. Now, I want to show you some really neat examples of considering how to extend the ideas of this section because sometimes when we do a little bit deeper dig, it really lays a good framework for other things in our journal and other things in our life. So you might want to kind of hone in on this stop, start, and continue to one area of your life. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's a particular relationship, and you really want to dig into what do I need to start? What do I need to stop? What do I want to continue? Perhaps you do a challenge like decluttering, and just framing this whole section out in that lens of decluttering because you're looking for some more organization in your life that will ultimately have that ripple effect through everything else. Look at core value. What is your biggest core value? Can you work on that through this section here? Finances, education. Are there habits that you need to start, stop, and continue that all have to kind of flow in with one another? You might want to take your word of the year and what am I going to start, stop, and continue so that I am embracing the fullness of that word that I chose. And then finally, use our theme of admiration. Now let's look at some ideas from our Sonder family. If stickers want to be stuck, if you are a sticker person, look at how these stickers are framing out the start, stop, and continue on this bottom example. Such a great idea for that. Also this one at the top. Oh my goodness. So really digging in. So start. What do I want to start? And you say, what is it? And why? Why is this value important to me? And then how? How am I going to do that? And so you're kind of laying that framework now for your intentions, for your goals, for your habits when you're doing those deeper digs into your start, your stop, and your continue. And then another way of using this space in a little bit different manner is using this is a graphic excuse me, from our Instagram page, and it's you do this reflection of I feel X and Y because of what's going on, and I want to feel whatever that is. And so you can see someone has done that. I feel, and it's because, and it's what I need. So that's a good way to sort of reframe this section. And then finally, here's some other ways of figuring, setting this space up. Love that icon, now I can't say it, how it's been written with those beautiful words, iconography. And then one of mine, from a previous month is down here below, and I was really leaning into health. So it was about movement and a good bedtime routine, which y'all know I'm terrible because I need to stop, staying up late and wasting good rest time. And then I wanted to continue the stopping of my late night snacking. So it was very much about my health, kind of framed out that way. So let me stop talking and let's finish up this page, and then I'll be back into go to the next sections. Okay, great work. You are now ready to set up your intentions for this next month because we did this reflection over our past month. We found the gratitudes. In January, we figured out the things we want to leave behind. And then you've worked on that stop, start, and continue section. And so that's kind of laid the framework for our intentions for this upcoming month. And then from those intentions, we will be able to glean the information we need to set up our goals and our habits from week to week. So I'm going to invite you to look at page 9, where we have these 6 sections of intentions for our life. There's spiritual health, personal life, physical health, key relationships, money management, and professional goals. And I know that oftentimes this page feels a little daunting. Like, what do I do with it? It says it's not goals, it's not to dos, but how do I frame this out? How do I do this? So I want to just invite you to kind of think of overall sort of topics in your life that you want to work on and what that looks like for you. I want to invite you to change up any of these intention spaces that will speak better for you, for your life. For example, I'm retired. So professional life I don't have those same kinds of mindsets, right? I get to be retired. So I change those professional goals to my learning goals every month. And I make sure that I'm taking different opportunities for different types of learning to keep that brain fresh. So I change that up to fit my life. A lot of times, money management will actually turn into home management or garden management, kind of depending on your home and garden management because I spend so much time in my spaces. How does that speak to my life and what I want, those intentions for my home? This graphic about our February reminders, your time is too valuable for self-doubt and worries. You are already and will always be loved. It's okay to do what's best for you. The only person you can't afford to lose is you. Listen to that. The only person you can't afford to lose is you. So, no worries, no hurry. You'll get there step by step. So, February brings us a lot of fun things, and maybe we will take some of those fun things and work them into our intentions. Just like, I'm gonna scroll back, looking at what you want more of. Okay, I'm looking in the chat. Boo, 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 boo. Was it Lauren who said, nope, not Lauren. Who wants to laugh more? Who was that? That's something that would be a great kind of intention, laughter, maybe in personal life. Yes, Audrey, thank you. I was scrolling trying to find that. Laughter could be that personal life, or even spiritual health. And so that's kind of what you're leaning into. Calling out some fun things here, of course, Heart Health Month for women, but all these other beautiful things, and you might want to frame that out. And we are in the Lunar New Year period of celebration, and it is the year of the snake. And I was reading about how the year of a snake represents that shedding, that letting go. And so we could even frame that out. What do we want to let go of in the year of the snake? Some tips and tricks: use our theme, focus on one area in your life. When you're setting this up, maybe, laughter. Well, what does that look like through the lens of money management? What does that look like through your professional goals? You could use songs or lyrics. How do you want to feel this month? And stickers, whatever. I'm going to show you some examples. Do y'all remember working on your wheel of life last month in January's journal? Go look at that area that was kind of low. What do you need to do in your life to recalibrate that area? Maybe that becomes the launching point for your intentions this month. Be sure you're using that tool that you put time into. So I've got some great, yeah, right, for actually following through on it, right? I tend to just to do it and then close the journal, right? So go open that chapter again. Go open January and take a look at that. Here are some great examples from our Sonder family of sort of framing out this page, these spaces. You can do like a duality, like the one in the middle and the one in the lower left, and explore the idea of what do I want to do and what do I want to avoid, or what do I want more of, what do I want less of, what do I want to embrace, what do I need to release. So that duality. And we actually have an exercise in duality this month that we'll have a social so that you can come and take a look at the dualities that are in your life. Again, stickers want to be stuck. There's somebody who did their intentions with just stickers. Perhaps you connect with the monthly theme or connect with your word of the year, like the example in the upper right. A really nice way to frame this out is to maybe put it in the form of an affirmation. I can, I will, I commit to, I intend to. And you start off with those words to complete your intentions for each of these sections. There's a great example there on the left of perhaps using a quote to inspire your intention. The one in the middle, very simple, just choosing the word that speaks to that. And then I mentioned changing those intentions up. So the one in the middle, they've moved spiritual health into mental health. And the personal life is now swapped out to personal fun. I love that, especially if you're a birthday person this month. The one that's over there on the right, all of them are changed up to better meet the needs of this person. They're trying to look at awareness, connection, gratitude, impermanence, acceptance, compassion. So those words alone would be good intentions, but then they have kind of, thought some things out to embrace each one of those in a more thorough manner. There's a little garden with a single word. If you're an artist or you like to doodle, be sure to incorporate that. Um, it's okay to have less than 6. Again, if this page feels overwhelming, what are the top 2, 3, 4 intentions you want to embrace for the month? Like you see that one kind of upper middle, and the last 2 spaces are left blank, and a favorite quote's going in one of those spaces and a favorite verse. You can also embrace the idea of like a mini vision board for your intentions, which I think is a fun idea. Get a little scrappy with those images that speak to you. So I'm going to stop talking while you work on your intentions, and we'd love for you to share the things that are coming up for you as you are considering your intentions for the month of February. right, good working on those intentions. I hope you were able to use that wheel of life or that stop, start, and continue section to inform these intentions that we have for our new month. So now that we've set those intentions, let's go ahead and explore those habit trackers and that mood tracker and that habit tracker that will help us kind of set ourselves up for success as we embrace the intentions we set. So the mood tracker is going to be on page 10. And I always like to show this graphic. We've got two mood trackers, and I especially for new folks, I don't want you to like get used to this hexagon and then you see this circle and go, "Whoa, what's going on?" So it's going to be one of these two. Generally speaking, the months that have 31 days has a round tracker, but last month it was different. I don't know. So they're coming, but we have two different mood trackers, but it's tracking the same thing. We are going to take this tracker, and I've got ideas for tracking your moods, but I've also got ideas for repurposing. And if trackers, like for me, a tracker is part of my love language. Like I love the accountability and kind of the gamification of scribbling in or marking off. And so if trackers really work well for you, I encourage you to take like this tracker and scan it in and make a couple of copies and use it in other areas of your life. Maybe you take one to work and you have some tracking things that you want to track at work, and you use this tracker because it's such a good tool, if it's something that feeds that part of your brain. So that's just a little pro tip. I'll often make a copy or two of a general tracker and then repurpose it for another area in my life. When we're tracking our moods, it helps us notice trends. And when we notice those trends, if we see, down trends, it can help us make shifts, right? And then that helps us figure out the tools that we need so that maybe our moods are a little more consistent, align with what we desire in our life. Here is that mood wheel, the feelings wheel with all the feels. And if you're using a mood tracker for the very first time, we suggest kind of starting with those 6 big words you see. They're the ones that are in the core, but also around the wheel. That's a really good starting point for tracking your moods, or maybe these are just the default ones that you do because it sort of encompasses. But I also like that the further you go out in the wheel, the more specific we get with those feelings. So, like when you're looking at anger, you can see that maybe there's a word like envy that might fit better, or jealous, or annoyed, or agitated, and so you can break those down. If you're feeling angry a lot, maybe all 6 of these spaces are different components of anger, and you're really going to try to pay attention to what is bringing about this anger and how can you then make shifts so that you are leaning more into some joyful feelings, some love feelings. And I'll go back to all of these different pages so you can capture that. Take a picture of that feelings wheel if you'd like. Um, And so here's some general ways to, track your feelings. And you can do one feeling a day. You can do more than one. Let's look at some examples of what folks have done. The one here on the left is great. It is the wheel, but they have actually taken, like, look at joy. They've pulled some of those other feelings that are associated with joy so that they can really start honing in and paying attention to their moods. The person over there, kind of the right lower, is doing a daily check-in with self. So there's an AM check-in with moods and a PM check-in. So, how did my day go? And trying to pay attention to that. Um, Again, another check-in is today I woke up feeling this and I went to bed feeling this. And so they've kind of split that little, the little place that you mark off into 2 sections. And so they'll check in with self that way. You can also take this mood tracker, and this person down here at the bottom has divided this up into my emotions and my energy levels. And so really trying to make connections in their life. Like, do I notice that I feel depressed when my energy is low more often? Or did I have high energy, but I was still, was I raging and feeling anger and maybe some depression in that. So it's kind of tracking that energy level along with those feelings. And then we've got a lot of ways that we can repurpose this if you are choosing not to use this as a mood tracker, or you're making a copy and you're tracking a couple of different things. So let's take a look at some examples there. This is a former tracker, or a tracker that Bailey's used in the past, her anxiety tracker. And so she was just checking in with self. Where is my anxiety level today? I love that idea if that's something you're working on, or perhaps a calm tracker, and the things that I'm going to do to make sure that I'm keeping myself accountable and calm. So reading, walking, meditating, breathing. So you've got that tool looking at you. The spending tracker, I know someone in yesterday's setup said, I'm doing the spending tracker. I did it this month. It worked for me. I'm bringing that over into my finances. And so, maybe make a copy of this, do a spending tracker, and you can pair it up with that expense tracker, where it gets broken down into more detail. Also love the idea of manifesting happiness. What can I do in my life to bring happiness forward? A movement tracker, a calorie tracker. I always love this, how to start the day in a good mood tracker. And there's 6 things. And if all 6 things are done, I get a maroon sticker. If I only do one, I get the gray sticker. But really a nice way to start your day off if you need a good rhythm and routine to that morning beginning. This tracker is great for symptom trackers. I use mine as a book tracker. There's an example of mine. I've tried a couple of trackers. I almost always default back to a book tracker. I love to read, and so it's just very satisfying for me to see, the flow of my reading for the month. A workout tracker, a kindness tracker. Look, they putting names of, or like my daughter, myself, my husband, my family, friends. What a great way to embrace the idea of admiration through a kindness tracker. Again, activity tracker, maybe you're just rating your day on a scale of how was my day today. So let me stop talking, and I'll go back and forth through these slides so you can grab a screenshot or consider some of these trackers that might work for you. And then we will get back to our habit tracker and finish up our time together.
I am a being of love, love. I am a being of love, 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 love. I am a being of love, love. I am a being
Okay, great job getting this tracker set up for your life, what works in your life. We're now going to go over to this habit tracker. This one I love. Love, love, love this habit tracker. It's on page 11. And I love the idea of these are the things we want to do most of the days of the month, right? So I want you to put some things on here that are going to set you up immediately for success. What is it that you're already doing every month, every morning, or every day? Is it brushing your teeth? Do you not even think about that? Put that on there. Give yourself a win. And that will help you when you're turning this page and opening the book to like, oh, there's my habits that I want to do today. So this tracker really helps us, start off with these new habits. We might want to put habits on there that don't serve us anymore. You know what? Go look at that stop box. What are you wanting to stop? And, plug those in. And what are you wanting to continue? Again, those gimmies, those things that you're already doing. Let's get some wins. And I love this graphic about don't underestimate the power of those small things that you do because saving $8 a day, you've almost got $3,000 by the end of the year. Reading 20 pages a day on average would equal to 30 books. Walking 10,000 steps a day is 70 marathons. So, don't underestimate your small habits. So again, grab onto our focus of admiration, or maybe your word of the year, or picking a theme of something you're working on. Oftentimes, mine will be all about like health, and so everything I put on here is about my health. Um, and again, remember that balance between the things you're going to do and the ones that might be trickier to commit to. And you don't have to fill in every line. Maybe you track 3 things. We've got some examples showing that. And I also want to just call out to this tracker that, habits take many, many days. Some take, 60 days to establish. Some could take 180 days to establish. So don't reinvent this. If you're still working on stuff, if you look back at last month and you're seeing a section that's kind of empty, that's data. That's telling you that you're still working on it. It's neutral. And so you might want to bring that forward into this tracker, let those habits hang and get established before you take them off. So you can, set this up in many ways. Here's a beautiful mandala. I am a just one little check, little black ink. The one over here on the right, please notice how the weekends have been highlighted. So if you have days that are different, you might want to do that. Maybe you give yourself the weekend off from some of these habits that you're doing, or maybe you have little different habits on the weekend. But a way to just kind of frame that out to let you know what was going on. Maybe you didn't hit everything on your weekdays and it's because you're so cram packed, but your weekends look pretty successful. Again, it's about collecting data on you. Here's an example with the little stickers that, are being put into place. I love the one on the right. I often share it because there's some more data around the outside of that wheel. This person apparently is traveling. And so it's kind of giving them that reminder, that I'm in Oregon for these days. I'm in Bellingham, Washington for these days. So a lot of traveling. So maybe the habits something doesn't happen, but then you look back and go, oh yeah, I was traveling. That was a flying day and I didn't get these so give yourself that grace because you've got that data on this tracker. There's a great example of tracking 3 things. The one on the bottom there is broken up into weeks. They've color coded their weeks just to kind of be mindful of what week 1 looked like. What did week 2 look like? The habit tracker over on the right, they've written their why this is on this tracker, right? So, unplugging by 8 p.m. My why is to be present with my people. And so, and then they'll mark that in. And then the days that they miss, look at the I kind of pulled it out. They're just going to mark with a gray, a little gray marker, acknowledging the day. It was oops. I'm going to try it again later. I love this. These are end of the month. This is what it looks like. Collected the data. This person on the left just totaled up the number of days something happened. Looking at, again, those data points. And then the person on the right actually did percentages. So that would involve math. So, you do you. I would just do number of days. But a way to, again, look at the data about what you're doing. I notice sometimes a mid-month check-in, paying attention to that habit tracker. If something's not happening, I will just change up that habit because it's obviously not the right time for me. That data collection showed that to me. And, remember to give yourself grace. It's not a coverall. It's not blackout bingo. Again, data points, it's neutral. It's just some information on your page. And then we've got some ideas for tracking. Let me put on some music. Let us know, what are you tracking? How do you use this? And we'll be back to close out our time together. The fact that Sonder time is not like regular time always blows my mind. So our time together has come to an end. Perhaps I'll see you this evening, but if not, I would love to see how you've set yourself up for the month. Share in Sonder Club. Also, maybe pull out that January. Are there some tracker information, pictures, or photos that you'd like to share with us? Because that inspires other folks. For me, it's always very comforting to be reminded that not all the blanks might have gotten filled in, and that's okay. Like I was saying, and Quintilla called that out, this is data. This is neutral. This is a piece of paper where you are collecting information about just trying to be a better you. So, don't be hard on yourself. Give yourself grace. Another shout out for that personal life coach. And Bailey's sharing all kinds of links in the chat so you can access this recording as well as like 800 and something other social recordings. And then there's my playlist for this morning. Again, a big shout out to Disney. It always knows how to hit with that good admiration and love. I'll see you tonight, maybe. Y'all have a great, super Saturday.
I love me. I love me. I don't know about you, but baby, I love me. Now everybody say, oh, I love me. I love me.
They gon' say all kinds of things. They'll make jokes about my name. They gon' try to clip my way.
I don't know about you, but baby, I love me. Now everybody say, oh, I love me. I love me. 'Cause I'm sexy and it ain't my fault. I ain't waiting on nobody's call. You don't want me, baby, that's your love.